The Jim and Terry Show coming to you from the Hobbit Hole studio in dark and gloomy and blustery and windy, and it has affected our moods this morning.
Yes, we're in Bob Cajun. You failed to say coming from where.
Well, if they're on the website listening to this, I guess that they will get it. All right. The gloom and doom, is it spreading? You're concerned about power and transferring.
The transferring of power. Well, there's a couple of things, and I'm far from an expert, and but I'm the one who brought this up when the mics were off, so I guess this is my fault that we might go into this political part of it. But Biden, to me, looks frail. He really does to me. He looks like he's aged a lot over those 4 years. And my concern would be whether or not he's health-wise, he'll be able to continue on for another 4, which means the choice is going to be, when it comes up to the election, should it happen before 2024, that you got Kamala Harris, which is the least popular vice president. We both agree why. Don't know. Have no idea why she'd be the least most popular. Maybe because she's not in your face with stupid things. I don't know why. Because
she's black and a woman. I
don't think so. I maybe. If so, that's sad. It wouldn't matter to me. And they did the beloved Barack Obama is black. He's beloved, you know.
Not by the right. Not by Republicans.
Well, of course not by the right. He's left-wing, silly mortal. Anyways, here's the thing. You got then going to the election Kamala Harris or someone else that might step in, which would be...
I think the third is the head of the House of Representatives, which would be
right.
Kevin McCarthy.
Well,
oh my God,
so
please, heaven forbid.
That?
No,
so
we don't. We had enough McCarthy problems.
So then who's the one that's standing out to be the leader of the Democrats at this particular time, this moment, is RFK. And I agree with you. Well, who else is it? Who has anybody thrown their hat in?
Well, no, because everybody else who's sane realizes that it's an either-or binary choice, this or that, and your only choice is Biden and or Trump.
Okay, so now let's just say Biden's out of the picture. Let's just say all of a sudden RFK becomes the Democratic...
No, he wouldn't become. He would have to fight for leadership.
Gets elected to be the leader, and I know that that's a long shot too, but so was Trump. And so now you've got RFK going against Donald Trump. Either one of them would be a disaster, in my opinion, as president of the United States. So where would that put things? We know that RFK, he's like Trump, so it looks like the war will end in 24 hours.
He's pro-Russia.
Yeah, pro-Russia for many of the wrong reasons, and he's mistakenly led people down all kinds of trails concerning NATO. We went through that last show. Yep. I did a little rant on that. So that was all my concern.
So you're concerned about the transference of power and the U.S. stature in the world with Biden. And I question the notion of Biden looking frail. I'm sure he's looking 81. I would agree with that. Yeah. But I would say, as far as age goes, he looks like a pretty good 81-year-old. Well, riding bicycles? When's the last time you rode a bike?
But he fell off it, Terry.
He fell off once. I fell off just getting on the thing.
I just told you on Tuesday I had a fall.
Yes.
But me personally, he looks tired. He looks like it's wearing on him. And by the way, Obama looked like it was wearing on him. And quite frankly, Trump, to me, looks like it's wearing on him. It's not an easy thing to be the leader of the free world.
No. Okay, so you're concerned about the transference of power and where does America stand in the
But how things can happen out of your control in a mixed up world. You got two candidates.
This sounds like a movie plot. Let me think. A good title might be Succession.
Let me put it this way. Do you think Putin's holding off, and would he be happy with either one of those two people being the leader of the free world?
Trump or RFK, he'd love both of them.
Both of them. He'd love them. And there's a warning to our listeners. Putin would love them.
Yep.
Why? Because they are just pro-Russia.
Yeah, so
and the reasons, I'm not quite sure why.
Make the war go on. The answer to that is not make the war go on, finish it.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Well, I do care, so I can't say
Well,
that.
it would finish just as well if, for instance, the next election, let's say the war continues on into
into 2024.
Well, but let's just, we're in 2023 now. So let's say it goes to their election and Biden wins. then I think that Putin would have to say, okay, I got to get out of this. But if Biden
God.
doesn't win, Putin could say,
Putin's got to get out
I'm
now.
here.
He can end this thing in 24 hours. Putin can.
Oh, he could do that.
Just like Prigozhin got out, no problem. Got out of Ukraine, started to march towards Russia, just like that.
Yeah.
That can be done for everybody. Just get the heck out of Ukraine,
Yeah,
Russia.
yeah.
Get
I agree.
away. What are you doing? I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, that's
Well,
another story.
They want to destroy the country, it looks like. So.
Okay, so what else were you concerned about? I'm not concerned about succession because there are policies and procedures to follow. I am concerned that Kevin McCarthy might be number 3 in line. I'm not concerned about Kamala Harris's lack of popularity. I think Mike Pence should have something to worry about now that he's trying to distance himself and present himself as a GOP
Yeah, but
candidate.
what's his percentage? 4 or 5,
Oh,
6
I thought it
maybe?
was 1. Was it 6?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. He's
I
not
don't
gonna.
know.
He's not gonna be it.
Yeah, okay.
He's using this as a format, I think, to try to clear his name, and
I don't think it's
I don't blame
possible.
him for
Yeah.
that. I don't blame him.
Well,
for
it's
that.
not possible. You can't kiss the most notorious president in American history. And I've said that from the beginning, that the books are written. They've already been written. They're being written still because no one else has continued post-presidency to do the destructive stuff, divisive stuff that Trump has done. So he's going down in the dustbin of history as the most destructive
I
president.
like that term, by the way.
What?
I heard it on like CNN or something too. The dustbin of history.
Well, that
He's
was
going to be thrown into the dustbin of history.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think should the our brothers to the south survive, and I'm not so sure.
Oh my goodness!
North
Here we are
America will-
talking
I'm
about
a real pessimistic.
I
human.
know you are. Armageddon. Here we go.
Well, it's just this embrace. Fauci did it. I think you must have sent me about Fauci saying, no, don't be accepting lies as norm.
Yep.
We can't do that as America. We're gonna go down.
Yep.
You cannot. These lying narratives and everything else, you can't take them as the new norm. But that's what's happening in America.
But it's happening
lying
because-
is fine if you can get away with it.
Well, who's going to challenge it?
Yeah.
Who's going to challenge
yeah.
the lies?
Yeah.
So we got a big problem with
I think
finding
we got
truth.
a huge problem.
Yeah, and when you believe white is black and black is white, and things that we accepted and believed once upon a time is now considered to be once upon a time, and you're deluded for believing those once upon a time ideas. Like liberalism is good, and we lift up people with policies, and we support those in need, and we care about other people instead of being angry and F you and
Well, that's
castigating
down
leaders.
there. There's a
and-
lot of very generous conservatives up here.
Very generous conservatives.
Sure, there are.
Well, I'm reading a lot about Stephen Harper and his IDU. Not so sure about that kind of.
But history's going to show Trudeau having some little faults there too. So.
Oh, I don't mind the little faults.
and
It's
I bet
when
you,
they're-
I bet you.
It's when the holes are so big you drive a Mack truck through it, or a truck with
I
F
think
Trudeau
some of the
flags.
holes in Trudeau's pockets were that big.
Well, if the money was flowing our way, I wouldn't mind it. If the money's flowing somewhere else, then I got an issue with it. Yeah, the public money is the public's money, and it should be spent as we choose through our elected representatives. If we don't like
How
it,
can you not agree with that?
if we don't like it, we got to vote. Get out and vote. All right, that's enough of this kind of stuff. I don't know what else in terms of politics you wanted to talk about. I was interested in the things happening this week. So Christopher Wray, FBI, testifying 5 hours, and it made the GOP look ridiculous, in my opinion.
Well, to you.
Yeah.
You got to understand they're playing to their audience.
That's right. I mean, they're
And there's-
fundraising
and
for
they'll
their...
know whether or not they're doing good or bad by how much money comes in over the
That's
next
right.
couple of days.
That's
and
right.
money's going to come in because it's that broke. That's how screwed up things are.
It is
I mean, he
sad.
told him flat out. I mean, some of the questioning. Number one, they had a whole thing that was a whole statement or something that was known to be Biden's testament, or I'm talking Hunter, which he never wrote. He never wrote the email. Never wrote it. It didn't come from him, and it's been proven it was.
But they're still
But they're
circulating
still
it.
circulating it.
Well, this is where I argue that the GOP has been infiltrated by Russian disinformation since 2015, since Trump's dissension on that escalator going for the nomination. I think the Russians played a very long game, and they're still playing at this because this is going to be like 9 years later from 2015. I'm not surprised that Trump would be a player played by the Russians. And the GOP equally, when they are mimicking the language, the phrases, the talking points of Russian RT or what's the other big media, TASS or Russian
whatever.
Anyway, if your Republican candidates are speaking the same language as Russia today, you've got a big communication problem, GOP.
Well, and they also got a conscience problem, because I don't believe they believe what they're saying. You'd have
That's a
to,
tough
because
one.
you've been elected. You're absolutely mentally got a problem.
Yeah.
I don't believe they believe what they're saying. They've got this plan, and this is the plan. And I honestly believe the GOP, should Trump get in, would completely back the idea of a forever president.
Oh my!
I completely believe that with all that's in me.
So we should start calling Trump Xi Jinping, because he's going to be a forever.
He'll maybe his children or somebody.
Oh my goodness!
But it'll be who he passes it down, because they'll just say everything's corrupt, everything's evil, everything's wrong.
Everything
and
that
we're
I
gonna
don't
make
like.
sure
Everything
I don't
that
like
I
is
don't
wrong.
like is wrong, and that's
he's already done the thing that Hitler did, and all the others. I know people are sick of it, but putting this barrier between media.
Preach it, brother Jim.
Yeah, well. And
I agree with
DeSantis did the same thing.
Yes.
He went, right now, it's my low numbers are because of the media.
Yep.
The media doesn't want me to be
They
the
don't
leader.
like me.
They don't like me. So all you Trumperites out there, you now start supporting me because you know that evil fake news media. So that's sort of the same process Hitler did.
Yep.
In breaking down
Vilify
truth,
the people you don't like.
breaking down truth, and you tell somebody something enough times, 7 I think they say, they'll come to believe it. So how many Americans believe Trump is still the president of the United States?
Is the phrase "In God We Trust" still on the coinage?
I don't know, but I think they might.
thought you were going to say I don't.
They didn't say what God is their.
Oh
their
boy!
worshiping, yeah.
Oh, that's another kettle of fish. The Jim and Terry Show, always controversial. Bye bye for now.